Hey CMSW, happy Tuesday.
We will get to today's show in a moment, but first, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On February 7th, 1964, a historic event known as the British invasion began.
That's the day 4 young men living from Liverpool, England, arrived at JFK Airport in New York. The Beatles had landed in America.
John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were greeted by thousands of American fans at JFK.
One of their scheduled performances was on The Ed Sullivan Show on February 9th, 1964. Sullivan introduced John, Paul, George, and Ringo to Americans with the now famous words, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!"
When they played their number one hit, "I Want to Hold Your Hand," they were nearly drowned out by screams of joy from female audience members.
The Beatles' appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show on February 9th drew in a record-breaking audience of more than 73 million.
That was nearly 40% of the U.S. population at the time. Some newspapers tried to dismiss the Beatles as a passing fad, but the numbers didn't lie. Beatlemania had taken the United States by storm.
After The Ed Sullivan Show, the Beatles were hounded by fans as they moved on to Washington, D.C.
Their management team had to distract fans with decoy Beatles wearing wigs.
But the fans always seemed to figure out where the real Fab Four would be.
During a gathering in Washington, an overzealous teenager girl even snuck up behind drummer Ringo Starr and cut off a lock of his hair as a souvenir.
By the time the Beatles left the USA on February 22nd, the British invasion of America had ended in conquest.
5 Beatles songs hit the Billboard Hot 100, including the top 2 slots, and their televised performances had broken ratings records.
In only 2 weeks, the band had made an eligible mark on American pop culture.
On this day in 1964, the Beatles were still in the number 1 Billboard slot, and She Loves You.
Yeah. And now for some Beatles jokes. How did the Beatles like their Pop-Tarts?
Strawberry Filled Forever. What's a horse's favorite Beatles song?
Hey Jude. How can you tell if you have an authentic Beatles shirt?
It will have a Ringo around the collar. What is your dad's favorite Beatles song?
Here comes the pun. Next we have the last Music in Our Schools trivia question. Ready?
Hey everyone, it's time for Music in Our Schools Month trivia. At CMS West, we have 2 jazz bands, a 6th grade group and a combined 7th and 8th grade group.
We have almost 50 students in our school that play in the jazz bands. Tonight, these students will perform a concert at 5:30 p.m. at the Chaska Middle School East Commons. It's free and it's open to the public, so come out and see them.
Jazz music is usually referred to as our country's first original art form. Much like the diverse heritage of us all who live here, jazz evolved in the United States by taking bits and pieces of music, components from a variety of African and European cultures.
In the early 1900s, we started hearing jazz in cities like Chicago, Kansas City, New York, and of course, New Orleans.
One of the early forefathers of jazz was from New Orleans. He was a trumpet player and a singer who was as friendly as he was talented.
He got his start playing on a cruise ship that sailed up and down the Mississippi River from New Orleans to Minneapolis, and his idol King Joe Oliver.
By the time he was done on that cruise ship and moved to New Orleans, he was one of the most popular musicians in the U.S. He was known for his hit songs What a Wonderful World, Dream a Little Dream of Me, Hello Dolly, and When the Saints Go Marching In.
Who is this jazz legend whose nickname is Satchmo?
Repeat. Who is the jazz legend whose nickname is Satchmo Putt? Put your guess in the bin at the main office for a chance to win. We'll have a drawing on Thursday.
That's our school for today, Westies. But if you want to hear the Beatles sing on the Ed Sullivan Show, have your advisor click on the link on the advisory calendar, okay? See you again on Thursday. Bye.